Y'all, so I'm never paying general admission for Invest Fest ever again because I'm going to be VIP. Period. I ain't got nothing bad to say. Because Invest Fest allowed me to walk so that I can run. Because listen, y'all, if you're planning to go to Invest Fest next year, whether or not you're planning to attend or event, please stay and watch this full video. Watch. Okay. Can y'all actually believe it? I got my little blanket. Your girl's actually filming today. Y'all. That's a pretty big deal because your girl's been procrastinating. But if you are new here, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Sharifaviola. Yes, formerly, I thought I said that wrong. Amore Sharif. Do not forget to go ahead and subscribe. Like subscribe. Like, you see that? Subscribe. So, all right, let's get into it. Y'all, so I'm never paying general admission for Invest Fest ever again because I'm going to be VIP. Period. I ain't got nothing bad to say. It's because I'm going to be VIP. Listen, the energy in the room, the energy in the rooms, the energy at that conference was unmatched. I came back, I swear to God, I feel like I came back a new person. The connections, I just felt different. Like the energy was just different and I just felt good. And if you're planning to go to Invest Fest next year, whether or not you're planning to attend or event, please stay and watch this full video. Please stay and watch this full video because I'm going to go over basically, you know, why you need to be VIP and not general admission. But this is the reason why I'm never paying general admission again because, listen, I'm going to be VIP. Okay, so the first thing I want to start off is... Okay, so I just have to be comfortable. So I got my little notebook. So the first thing is I want to talk about is the cons. So before we go into like the pros and cons of the conference, I want to talk about just some cons. So I personally, to be honest with you completely, I really don't have that many cons. I really can't think of too many cons because y'all, listen, I feel like it was worth everything plus some. Like my general admission ticket was like $200 something. That ticket could have been way more than that for the value that I gained, for the connections, the amount of people that were there. Y'all, unbelievable. So let's get to it. So the first con is, I would say basically, I miss E.T. So if you don't know who E.T. is Eric Thomas. So I miss Eric Thomas because originally he was on the schedule for just Friday, which is VIP. So if you were general admission, you were only able to go to Saturday and Sunday sessions, which were just as dope. I think the sessions, I believe now that I can remember, from like 10 to 7. They were long, whatever, but I love them. And I miss Eric Thomas because, you know, he wasn't on the schedule, but by no means am I mad or nothing because Invest Fest allowed me to walk so that I can run. Because listen, y'all, shortly after I went to this conference, I definitely booked me a VIP ticket to go see E.T. live in Chicago by myself. And I will tell you about that video as well. So I got some little footage from that as well. My first solo trip and taking that leap of faith, saying bye to anxiety, saying bye to fear, and going to see Eric Thomas. So basically, like I said, Invest Fest allowed me to walk so that I can run. Period. Okay? Period. So that's the first con. I basically would say is just that it's not really so much of a con because maybe somebody couldn't show up and they had to like make a switch. I don't know what it is, but not a huge con, really not a big deal. And then the other thing I would just say is that there wasn't security there. Now, I will say this is that the people that were there were playing no games. So it wasn't like I went to a concert. It wasn't like I went to a like I didn't go to a concert. I didn't go to anything that would have that. It wasn't like that type of place with that type of energy. That's why energy is so important. That's something I would talk on my podcast. Listen, yeah, shameless plug. I do have a podcast. But yeah, the energy is so important of being around good energy, because when you're around good energy or positive energy, it really can influence the room and where you're at and the outcome of where you're at. So the energy was so top notch. The energy, everybody was in grind mode. Everybody was in hustle mode. Everybody was, I want to get to know you mode. There wasn't really necessarily like, I never once saw anything. There were no fights. There was nothing. Everybody was just like on their stuff. Like everybody had that mentality like, nah, I got too much to lose to do something crazy. So those are like my only two cons. I mean, those are not even cons, y'all. If anything, those are like just some tips, which I will get into some tips. So listen, stay to the end. But yeah, those are just some tips that, you know, I would say. But other than that, zero cons. Y'all, zero cons. So let's get to the pros. Y'all, the vendor setup was nothing that I ever seen before. So I'm from upstate New York, okay? I'm from upstate New York. And listen, I literally never seen vendor booths look like the vendor booths at InvestFest. Like, no lie. And like, maybe because I don't go to a lot of conferences, whatever, but the level of the way they executed, the way these vendor booths looked, y'all, it wasn't just like a table and a business card. Like, these people had like fixtures and like, and now granted, some of these people, a lot of people that had the big old booths and stuff like that, they were of, you know, some type of influence or status where they probably were able to afford it. But nonetheless, it doesn't even matter. Even the people who may not have been able to afford it, their booths were amazing, y'all. I'm talking about amazing. So also too, if you are looking, if you have a business, I highly suggest that you go to InvestFest and vend at InvestFest. It was over 12,000 people at InvestFest. Now you calculate that in your sales and whatever you can do, but just think about how much opportunity is there for you for next year. So listen, put that on y'all list. Listen, y'all, if you have a business or something that you want to sell, it doesn't matter. Listen, and honestly, VIP was only about, I think the ticket to do a VIP, I want to say about $1,500, and that's pretty cheap to vend at an event like that. And on top of that, y'all, some of the top people, such as the Circle of CEOs, Wall Street Trapper, 19 Keys, Miss Skittles, David Shands, so many people, yo, so many great people had booths, and I just like, you're not going to be able to get to close proximity like people. You're not going to be able to get to close proximity to people like that. Just like out of you staying in your hometown. Now, granted, your hometown might be Atlanta. Your hometown might be somewhere where you're able to have access to people like that. But my hometown really isn't. Like, we do have dope people here, but a lot of the dope people move. They don't even live here. A lot of them live in the bigger cities and stuff like that. So that was my first time having access and seeing people. I know I seen, as soon as we got there on Saturday, I ran into Troy Millens, the guy who was running InvestFest, part of Rashad and Troy Earn Your Leisure. Steve Harvey, ran into him while I was in the vendor section. It's called the vendor marketplace. Y'all, it just honestly was unbelievable. Unbelievable, unreal. Another pro, the lineup was so freaking dope. So it went, I mean, they had lineups from business, finance, being a girl boss. They even had Rick Ross there. And I honestly thought I wasn't a huge fan of Rick Ross. But y'all, when he started rapping and doing his music, brought back so many memories for me. It just was bomb. And I honestly wish that I would have vlogged more. I felt like I kind of got outside of I felt like I was inside. I didn't get outside of my comfort zone because it was so new to me. And that's one thing that I'm learning and I'm teaching you as well. Sometimes like I get so upset and I get so mad at myself because it's like, you know, well, how come this or that, blah, blah, blah. Like, how come I'm just like I get upset with myself because I may not vlog and I'm like, I should vlog. Like, don't beat yourself up. And that's the thing. Like, everything is like new. You know what I'm saying? So for me, this was new and I'm rambling. Also too, the pros. Y'all, there was 12,000 people that look like me. Over 12,000 people that look like me. And I'm talking about, I loved it. Like, the people, I mean, were genuinely nice. And like, I inspire me. So if you do like this sweatshirt, I do have this sweatshirt. This is part of my brand, All Things Shri. So everything on the website is a representation of things that I think and just ways to help people grow in their confidence, grow in their faith, grow and just in love. So go ahead and shop that. That link will be at the bottom of this video. And then I will also have a special promo code for all of my Shreebies. So I'm calling y'all my Shreebies. So it's your girl Sharifah Viola, aka Shree, aka my Shreebie. So yeah, I already know. So y'all, the networking was amazing. Okay, amazing, amazing, amazing. I hope I'm not missing anything. But yeah. So those are just some pros that I can think of, because I was like, I really want to get this video out to you guys. I didn't want to keep waiting. I'm just like, I need to get this video out. It doesn't really matter, because either way, you're going to be watching this in 2022 and 2023. So either way, it still works. 2023, 2022 and beyond. This video will be up. So, and I already know next year they're going to go bigger and better. Like right now, I believe or the end of this month, they might be in Europe. They're doing InvestFest Europe because they announced that. But y'all, InvestFest Atlanta, the way I said that, and you can tell I'm not from Atlanta, because they were like, that's not how people say in Atlanta. They say Atlanta with no T. But I said Atlanta. Yeah, InvestFest Atlanta, y'all, it was definitely, if you contemplate about going, just go. Because what contemplating gonna get you? Contemplating ain't gonna change your bank account. Contemplating ain't gonna change the trajectory of your life. And I had to learn that. Like, contemplating ain't gonna do none of that, okay? So, also too, just some quick things as well. So I forgot to mention this to you. So guys, if you guys know about the Circle CEOs, so dope. So the Circle CEOs, I've been following them for a while. Shout out to my friend. She put me on to them. And I was able to take a picture with them, and I'm going to insert the picture here. Ding. And when I got the picture, well, I took the picture, and then after that, I bought this shirt, the Circle of CEOs, y'all. Listen, y'all see this? Y'all, excuse my, listen, I gotta get my nails did. Circle of CEOs, I got that shirt. And then this also was another dope vendor right here. I love this vendor, and I believe their Instagram is Ask Me What I Do. On IG, but ask me what I do. And the girl, the owner of it, she was so freaking sweet. And so this right here is excellent, because like, yes, I have my own apparel company and brand, but this is perfect because it goes hand in hand, like hand in hand with what I do. Ask me what I do. Hey, I am a content creator. I create content for YouTube. I have my own clothing brand. I also have my own podcast. So listen, if you have a business, listen, go ahead and get this shirt. Ask me what I do, and tell them that I sent you. Okay, tell me your girl Sharifah Viola sent you, aka Shree. Okay, so my Shreebies, make sure you guys go ahead and get that shirt, because that shirt will blow up your business. And the thing about it too is I haven't even worn it yet, because I'm like, the pressure from TikTok, the pressure. I haven't even worn it yet, because I'm like, as soon as I wear, people like, yo, what do you do? So I'm like, I'm just trying to wait to solidify what I do in my head. Like, girl, listen, sis, just wear the shirt, because you never know what income that shirt could bring. So some quick tips. The first tip I will say is, well, I'm a type 1 diabetic, so sometimes I just gotta eat. But a quick tip is, I would say bring a lunch. So the way food was provided for InvestFest was through a food truck. So I would say day one, day one for me was Saturday, they had food trucks outside. So it was very long lines. But I was able to get my food. Surprisingly, I feel like every time I went to Atlanta to get food, my food kept getting like handed to me very quickly. So some other people were not so lucky. Some people will go up to the food truck and they will run out of certain foods. And for me, when I want to go, I only eat vegan. I try to only eat vegan. So I am a pescatarian. So I've been a pescatarian for about 6+ years. So I don't eat meat. And so when I'm on a roll and stuff like that, I just go vegan. It just makes life easier for me. So I would definitely say, if you can, like, bring a lunch or bring a protein bar, bring something that's going to satisfy you, because yeah, so some of the food trucks they ran out of food out of. But I will say on day two, which was Sunday for me, I remember I was in line to get some food from the food truck, and somebody was like, yo, if you go back inside, there's a whole other room. I went to this other room, y'all. Listen, I went to this other room, and it was this big old cafeteria inside the convention center. And it had food trucks in there, and like, I was like, wait a second, they even had like props so you could take pictures, and they had a vegan food truck, y'all. I had a bomb Philly cheesesteak, vegan steak hoagie, whatever you want to call it, with some fries, y'all. Bomb. And so they had like smoothies in there. They had so many different food places, and I don't know if they just brought that there the next day because people were complaining because there was not enough food for all the people that were attending. But y'all, yeah. So I would say if you're worried about, getting food, or if you have a certain dietary restriction where you only eat a certain type of food, I would say definitely bring a lunch. And then also too, I was gonna say is that they didn't have that many tables at first, I will say. So there were tables available, but I will say it did force me to network with people. So I'm sorry, y'all. But basically, so like my friend was getting food, so while she was in line getting food, I sat down and I was able to network with other people. So that was pretty dope. So the event definitely forced me to network with people as well. Cause sometimes I could be social, sometimes I cannot. But for the most part, I am a social person. But I will say that next day, that Sunday, when they had like all of like once they had like another area of food trucks, it was tons of tables, like a surplus of tables. So that was really good. Another tip, have business cards with your QR codes. Now, maybe, listen, y'all, maybe I'm just late to the game, whatever. I knew about QR codes, but I never knew how to use them. I just recently learned how to use a QR code a couple months ago. I'm a millennial. And sometimes I'm like, I don't want to learn this and that because I just don't get it. But I'm trying to learn not to do that, because just because you don't get something or you're ignorant to it doesn't mean that you should back away from it. Try to learn what you can learn and keep it pushing. But I would say have business cards with QR codes. The third tip is have some way for people to contact you. So if you have an email, if you have, a phone number, a business phone, social media, have some way for people to contact you. I cannot tell you how many times I ran into people and they will say to me, do you have a social media, or do you have a way I can contact you? So if you feel like your social media is trash, whether it's your personal page or your business page, clean it up before you get to InvestFest. And I'm not saying the day before like I did. Y'all, I was doing stuff the day of, the night of. And it's okay because I can do stuff quickly, but it doesn't feel good. But I'm saying have business cards and have contact information available. How can someone reach you? If you're really serious about yourself and serious about your business, how can somebody reach you? Now, for me, I will say I was more so of an amateur going to this thing because I wanted to fill it out. But next year, honey, sis, listen, boo, babe, whatever you want to call it, we get it done. And I already said next year, I'm probably next year I'm going to be on stage. So whatever y'all want to do, chop this part up, and next year I will be on stage speaking. Listen, word to mother. Another tip, bring a charger bank, okay? Bring a charger bank and have your phone fully charged. Now, I feel like every time that they come out a new iPhone just goes trash. So for my iPhone, I feel like these past couple months, it just keeps losing charge. Now, granted, I was using my phone for social media, taking pictures, blah, 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 doing all that stuff, recording videos. And so my battery was drained. So a lot of times I would have to leave out of the venue and charge my phone in order to fully charge it. So a lot of people were doing that. But I will say, if you have a charger bank, I would say certainly, get you like a charger bank or something like that to keep your charge on full. Because also too, general admission, the way it was set up was that VIP was like up front. So VIP was like up front and then general admission was in the back. But general admission was still near VIP. So if you got there on time, you can actually like sit by VIP to some extent. But VIP was like up front. So if you are VIP, so next year when you're VIP, you're not going to want to keep getting up. People did it. You're not going to want to probably keep getting up and then charging or whatever. So I would just say have a fully charged, charger bank, or just make sure that your phone is fully charged. Or if you have like a personal phone, business phone, just make sure that they both charged. Next tip, wear your merch. Listen, inspire me. I didn't wear this sweatshirt. I wore this sweatshirt to another event. I had another sweatshirt that I wore, a gray sweatshirt. Inspire me. Wear your merch. I had so many people that came up to me and was like, oh my God, like, I love that saying, I love your shirt. And even though like I'm still, I shouldn't say new to this, but I'm still like coming outside of my comfort zone, and I'm still, fighting anxiety, fighting fear all day. That's me trying to fight it. Yeah, is that the right stance? I don't know. I still was kind of like, thank you, whatever, but like, no, like, work on your confidence. That's another thing too, like, that's on my list. Work on your confidence. Like, work on it. Like, show up, show out. You're you. And like, that's what I said, next year, listen, I'm me. I'm Sharifa Viola. Like, what do you do? Oh, I'm a content creator. Oh, okay, so what do you do? I create content for YouTube. I have my own podcast, and I have my own clothing brand. Oh, okay, what else you do? Dot, 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 dot. Oh, this is my website. My website, sharifaviola.com. This is what I do. Oh, you want to book me? Oh, here you go. Period. Oh, thank you so much. I'm not saying be cocky, be arrogant, be confident. You know, and there's nothing wrong with being timid or unsure about yourself, because listen, that's something that I'm dealing with now, but I'm really breaking out of, because I had to learn, like, in order for me to go places, I got to break out of that. So wear your merch. If there's something that you have, like a clothing company, wear it. Or if you have your own personal brand, or if you have like your own personal brand or something, like, get your shirt made and have somebody put like the Instagram, like the website, whatever, on your shirt. Because there's a couple people, like, I remember this one guy, his shirt was dope, and on the back of his shirt, he had like his website name or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. So wear your merch. And then also too, the last tip that I have is bring a backpack. The first day I went there, I tried to be cute. Oh, I'm gonna be cute. I'm gonna be a girly girl, which is fine. It had this like this medium-sized purse. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Especially when you go to these vendors and you leave out with like clothes and stuff like that. You're gonna want a book bag or something. So I would say wear a book bag. You know, us ladies, get a cute book bag. You know, you could bedazzle it, whatever, but get a book bag. And there was so many people that have book bags on and things like that. Listen, don't be afraid. At first, I've never been to a conference like this, so I was like, I'm not gonna wear a book bag, I'm gonna wear a purse. Listen, y'all, ain't no shame in the game. Put your notebook in there, put your pen in there, put your business card in there. That's the other thing too. Please have a business card holder. Y'all, I'm not gonna tell y'all how I have my business cards. I had my business cards like in a Ziploc bag in a rubber band. Nah, listen, y'all, have a business card holder. And then also to just be prepared. Like, I'm telling y'all, anxiety will do this to you. Anxiety will scare you. Anxiety will be like, oh, no, no, no. Like, how dare you go to this event? Like, this event is bigger than you know. You're bigger than it. So listen, prepare yourself. Because I know a lot of people, you know, they don't prepare because they're nervous. So sometimes you're so nervous and so scared that you don't prepare because you're so nervous and scared. Like, no. Prepare, prepare, prepare. And one thing that I'm learning is another way to like beat that anxiety or beat that nervousness is to prepare. And so I even had to learn that recently. Like, I had a meeting with someone, and what I did before the meeting was I wrote out all my meeting notes. So when I went to the meeting, I was prepared. I felt confident. This is what I had on my list, and I got it done. Versus me going to the meeting and just be like, oh, well, I felt like, no, I had things done. So be prepared. That's the best way to like fight whatever anxieties that you may have or anything like that. Be prepared. But listen, y'all, this is my video of why I'm never paying general admission again, because I'm going to be VIP. Better yet, I'm going to be a speaker. That's on word to my mother. And also too, if you have any questions about InvestFest, if you have any questions, or if you want to leave any other tips, leave it down below. And if any of you guys were at InvestFest, go ahead and spam the comment section with some purple hearts. Purple, purple. Listen, spam it with some purple hearts. And if you made it to the end of this video, spam the comment as well with purple hearts. So listen, y'all, be on the lookout. I'm ready to be consistent with this. Like, I'm ready to show up and show out. I'm ready to be back on YouTube, okay? And that's on period. Bye-bye, y'all. Do not forget to go ahead and subscribe. Like subscribe. Like, you see that? Subscribe.